Recording.
So a few weeks ago, well, actually in the summer, between the summer, I met up with an old classmate of mine, and he's like, we should hang out and everything. And I was like, okay. It's been years since I haven't seen this person. He was an elementary classmate of mine, and he somehow remembered me when I was walking down the street. And I was like, wow, you must have really good memory, or I haven't changed at all. So that was kind of sad, but I'm like, hey, at least I'm recognizable. So I told him, yeah, we can hang out, and I met him up one day, and he took me to his place, and I didn't know that the place where he lived was for low-income people. And so it was very different. It was my first time being in a place like that, and it made me wonder if all the places are like that, and how can you actually get to this point where like you can get help to become a low-income person I'm like, I didn't understand correctly how it worked. So I'm like, it got me curious, and then here it is. Today my topic is low-income housing. So what is low-income housing? And it is a program that is privately in states or federally operated, and is funded by the government. So they help out people who either can sustain a stable job, or are jumping around, or either they have a disability, or they had like criminal record that's not helping them to get a stable job. So these are the people who usually benefit for low-income housing, and it's a really good program for them and for other people. Some of the places that they have aren't too well taken care of, but it's better than nothing, people can say. And this is one of the residential areas that they have. Is for low-income housing. It's well taken care of, and it just depends on who's funding the program. That it depends on what type of maintenance they get. So a little bit of history of how it started. And it started because of the Great Depression, the first Great Depression. And because people weren't able to have jobs, and they lost their jobs, or other things happened, and the economy was really, really poorly, they started to do that. So the federal government said, we need to do something. These people cannot be living out on the streets, because you know how in what's it called, Teddy, our President Teddy, that's how I remember him. Roosevelt, there you go. There were people living in poor places because they couldn't afford to pay a house, so they were living in basically cardboard boxes house, or places they made it basically so it's a little huddle of people living in those in that environment, and it wasn't good for children either. So here's a picture of when during that time people were looking for jobs, they were going desperate, and they didn't know what to do. And the program helped them be more being able to get a home, so it's less of a worry for them, and so they can focus on what's important, getting their education and getting their kids health and everything. So there is help. People who benefit for this are people who 30% of their income goes to their rent, and it's a relief for them. And even though it depends on what program you get into, who's funding it and everything, you all get the equal chance of opportunity to get in it. It's all how you go about it. And I never thought that people like us could also benefit from this program, and I didn't know how it worked until now, which I kind of understand it better. And I guess I think it was a great program that was made for the United States and for people who suffer for low income. So, thank you.
Okay, all right.